The last few months of my life, I was afraid. All of the time.
Get up! Get up! Faster! Faster!
When I think about it now, the worst part of it all was the fear. The fear of actually dying. All those humiliations did not compare. The awful things we saw didn't change that. But the idea that you could be the next to die.
You just need to sit still, okay?
That was the worst. We left Auschwitz. The train often stopped because of the bombings. Lying in the boxcar, I thought of Mom and Dad. Our family had been torn apart. How were they doing? And what about the others? We thought the journey would never end. But then, the doors opened. In the annex, I'd missed nature so much. And this is where I saw the woods for the last time. But we were so glad that we could get off of that train into the trees. And there was something other than the smell of poop and of urine, sickness and death. It really felt good. We registered, and we were given a new number on paper, not our arm. We had to stand outside for hours. It was November. It was ice cold out. After that, we were taken to a camp with tents. There were no beds. We were on the ground. One night, there was a terrible rainstorm.
Come here, stay close. The tent's going to collapse!
We thought we were going to die. A few tents collapsed, but no one came to help. So all the women decided to sleep together outside on the sopping wet ground. Margot, Augusta, and I huddled together to stay warm Without them, I would have probably lost all hope. From the tents and the mud, we moved to filthy, overcrowded barracks. We were surrounded by other women, sisters, mothers and their daughters, and women who had no one left at all. We were left entirely to our fate. The guards generally stayed in the towers around the camp, so we didn't see them really. But when we did see them, we were scared of their cruelty.
Get up! Everyone up! Wake up! Right now! Stand up!
And the Germans knew that. They used their cruelty
Everybody, faster, get up!
to make sure that all of us prisoners did everything they wanted.
Hey, grab her! Go on, pick her up.
There were contagious diseases, like diphtheria. Many had festering wounds, and typhus. If you caught typhus, you died. Once the red spots appeared on your skin, after a few days of fever, the shakes, and vomiting, you knew it'd be over very soon. In late December, some of us wanted to celebrate Hanukkah all together, the Jewish festival of light. We had all saved a little food, and we sang nursery rhymes. I really enjoyed that evening.
Weet dat het zelfs een weg wel vindt, de voerman leidt de rusten.
We tried to make the best we could of everything.
Wel thuis, mijn vriend, mijn vriend. Ik wens je wel thuis, mijn vriend.
At dusk, we often snuck off and went to the fence. It separated our part of the camp from another part where the prisoners had greater freedoms.
Yes, we're here.
At the fence, you could sometimes talk to the people who passed by. I hoped for news about Mom or Dad, but no one had heard anything.
Is it okay? Is it warm enough?
Margot was sick. Her fever was really high. She had a bad headache. She was in such bad shape. I hardly recognized her anymore. But I, too, was feeling worse and worse.
Anne! Guess who's here? It's your friend Annalie. She's by the fence. Go and see her.
I couldn't believe my ears. Honolly, my dear friend Honolly. We cried. We were so happy to speak to one another again. She couldn't believe I was also being held in Bergen-Belsen. I told her how bad things were for us, and Honolly offered to help us.
You know what I'll do? I'm gonna go see if I can try and bring you some food next time. Can you come here again at the same time, the day after tomorrow?
And so I went. 2 days later, I summoned up enough strength to walk to the fence.
I'm going to throw it over. 1, 2.
When that woman grabbed the package and ran off, I started to cry and shout.
Calm down, Anne. It's okay.
But Honolly, she was determined.
I'll just try again. Don't worry. Hurry back tomorrow.
A few days later, she threw another package when we met up again by the fence. I managed to catch it. But the small amount of food Honolly could get to us was no use anymore. Because we were getting worse minute to minute. Margot started to get red spots on her skin. She had typhus. I can't really remember those last few days very well.
Girls, I'm leaving. Keep the faith, Anne. Stay strong. I love you.
Augusta was being taken away. Now I only had my sister left. And then my sister died. Dear sister, my own dear sister. I was alive, but it didn't feel like it. My whole life, I'd most valued my thoughts and dreams. I'd write about them, tell stories, and analyze. This is so weird. This is my camera?
Yes, it's all yours. I paid for it.
And so I want to have another look at all the pieces that I made. I want to take those pieces and make a real story with them. For me, the most important thing is to clearly show what life is really like here, what it's really like. I want to do something that people will remember me by. I really want to mean something to everyone. I knew what would happen. That I'd die. All my thoughts and dreams would come to nothing. But I had accepted it. I couldn't go on. I couldn't.